episode 342, the Pandemic series with Rudy von Berg. Welcome to the Pursuit of the Perfect Race. I'm Coach Terry Wilson, and with each episode, I bring stories of athletes to you that share their experiences at races in order for you to learn how to have your perfect race. We will hear stories from athletes of all ages, abilities, and races of all distances. So regardless of where you fit in, there's something in there for you. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Now let the pursuit begin. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pandemic series. I'm talking with professional triathlete Rudy von Berg. Never talked to you before, but I'm looking forward to sharing your name and seeing what your take is on all this stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously, it's pretty crazy for the whole world right now. Yeah, I mean, everyone really just with the virus is just really like getting to everyone, the jobs, so many layoffs and triathletes, we can't race. And it's just like, it's something we see in movies, but I think this is how the world will end. Now we'll see. But like, yeah, it's just, we never really think things like this can happen like that, but then they just hit us and it's part of our reality. And, you know, you see my parents are in France and you can't even leave your house at all without like a specific paper that's telling what you're doing. Really? So that's pretty crazy. It feels like a bit like a war. Yeah. So
do you know anybody that has the virus, or does your family know anybody that has the virus?
One of my roommates knew someone that had the virus, but that's it. I don't know any other person that has it.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your race schedule. What races were you going to do this year, and how many have been scheduled or postponed? What's that like?
Yeah, I was scheduled to do Oceanside, which was yesterday or 2 days ago. So that would have been the first one that got canceled. And then I was going to do the St. Anthony's Olympic race. It's one of the longest running Olympic races in the U.S. And that got, I can't remember if it got postponed or canceled. But that was end of April. And then I was going to do the Collins Cup, you know, the first professional triathlete organization race, end of May. And that got postponed too. We have no idea when that's going to happen. So, I mean, everything till June. My next race schedule is European Champs, Half Ironman European Champs, end of June. That hasn't been canceled yet, but I'm pretty sure it will. And so after that, I mean, it's going to be July, August. I mean, those are the first things we're looking at right now, but, man, you know, who knows? It could be the whole year that we're not racing. So,
and we're just now, it's April 6th right now. And I mean, how do you think this is going to impact Kona and 70.3 Worlds?
Yeah, I mean, I hope not either of those two races. I mean, it's impacting the qualifying already. So, I mean, it looks like their Ironman is putting up some online qualifying or something. So that's seems pretty weird to qualify for Kona, but we'll have to see how it works out. And also they're extending the period, so hopefully if we can race starting in, you know, July, August, well, there'll be a bunch of races there to qualify. Man. But I mean, hell, that would be really weird if it's just canceled. That would be the first time since the inception of the race. So
it would. I think it's going to be interesting. I've heard a little bit of rumors of what's going on with Kona, and being that the qualifying standard for age groupers, there isn't really going to be that many races that qualify. They're purging the list of people that are doing the legacy to increase the number of people that are going to be at the race. So they'll still have the capacity there, but then there's a lot more 70.3s going on than full Ironman. So now it's like, okay, is that going to mean that the 70.3 Worlds is going to have a smaller field now? Or what's going to happen there? Or are they going to have to postpone that date to have more races, to have a bigger field? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that one is end of November, so we still have a lot of time till that one. And I think the qualifying period ends in October, maybe.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
So if we get out of this in the next, let's say, 2 months, 2 or even 3 months, then we should be fine for Half Ironman Worlds. Yeah. But, you know, at this point, it's hard to predict anything. You know, we're still in the thick of it, you know, so we're all living day by day, you know. So, yeah, it's pretty tough to plan anything.
Yeah. How's your mentality been? Are you good with motivation, lack of motivation? What's this like?
Yeah, I had a small period, little lack of motivation, but it's been okay, actually. You kind of get to focus on other things. Well, just other parts of training or just like other specific things. So for me, like I wanted to increase my run mileage, become more resilient before my pass to Ironman that was scheduled to next year. So right now I'm just, focusing on like doing good volume weeks on the run. So that kind of keeps my head into that, just trying not to get injured, obviously, and get that good mileage in. But I kind of want to, with no race on the horizon, I'm usually like all business in training. I do all my paces perfectly. Like I just do exactly what my coach and me, like we decide to do. But now I feel like sometimes I just want to, go do big rides in the mountains, not look at my watts really, and just kind of enjoy it more. Because sometimes, pro training is like a little boring.
It's
just
right.
I mean, it's just repetition and like looking at your numbers and, being in the zones, whatever. And so, I want to do more dirt roads and like just, a little more fun stuff, a little out there. But for now, I'm still following a plan. I'm on that high volume run for the last few weeks. We'll see how my body adapts to that. But, I mean, motivation it's kind of like winter training, We're not looking at anything specific. We're just kind of building our base and hoping that my high volume, for example, for running is going to help me long term, rather than doing a bunch of intervals that would help me kind of more short term. So,
right.
Yeah.
So, two things there. Are you doing all indoor training or are you doing indoor and outdoor or just outdoor? And along that line is your high volume. What is high volume for you? Because I've talked to a lot of athletes. Like this is episode 342. So, I mean, I've talked to plenty of athletes. What is high volume for you?
Okay, so I've been always on low volume running. I mean, I've never run a lot in my life, so I can't push it too much. So this week will be my biggest week ever, and it'll be 58 miles of running. And 2 weeks ago was around my biggest week ever, and it was 50 miles. So it's not actual high mileage for people who run a lot, but I mean, for me, that's a lot. And, you can't just double your run mileage in 1 week,
No, you're not going to do that.
Yeah. And, to go back on your original question. I mean, I've been doing all outdoor. We can still do everything in Texas and in Colorado, everything outdoor. So that's been nice. And, swimming in the lake in Texas too.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, everyone in Boulder, no one can swim. There's no open water really here, so,
Yeah, you're not going to go to the res when there's snow on the ground.
Right. Well, today it's actually super nice. It's like we're in the 70s. But, I mean, at night it still gets cold, and the res is probably in the 40s, so you can't really swim.
Yeah.
Well, and anyways, they don't even let you. You're not allowed to swim in the res, so.
Man. So, how's your shopping been, grocery stores? What's all that like in your area?
So at a few grocery stores like Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, they only let like a few people in at a time, and they need people to, to get out before they let more people in. So I've heard of that. I haven't done that. Today I just went to Safeway, and that's pretty much normal. I mean, people have way more masks than just 2 weeks ago,
Do you have a mask?
No, I don't have a mask. But, if you're like 6 feet away from people, it's fine. And also, I read a lot of things that say the masks are actually make it worse for some people because they're fiddling with their faces way more. And some people have these cotton masks that actually don't do anything, I heard. So, it's kind of like, doesn't have a big use. But, I mean, just stay away from people is the biggest thing. Not touch your face, clean your hands. We're using wipes, we're cleaning door handles, everything, fridge, and so.
Man.
And obviously not doing anything with people really other than your roommates.
Yeah. So long term, how do you think we'll get out of this, and when do you think you'll actually see a North American race again?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. Huh? I wish I knew. I mean, I'm thinking, I hope by August. Like Boulder 70.3 is August 1st. So that'd be nice if things could start, going on by then. I mean, a lot of people think nothing will happen until next year. So, I mean, some people say if there's no vaccine, nothing will reopen really till they get one. But then I don't understand how it's going to work because there'll always be a few cases left. It's not like it's going to be 100% eradicated. So if everything reopens and people are still sick, then wouldn't it respread? I'm not sure how it works exactly. Right. So that's a little, I mean, people don't really have answers right now.
Man. So I know you're a pro and you need to race to kind of promote your sponsors. How has this changed how you need to do it from a business standpoint? I know you just got a brand new Trek as well. So, and I know you're with Trek. What's this like for you?
Yeah. Well, obviously racing is a big part of promoting our sponsors. We do still, I mean, a lot of social media on the side for training and stuff like that. But it feels a little less motivating, I guess, if we're not racing to post. I mean, it's just, it's just our routine training kind of. It's not as fun. But I mean, yeah, some sponsors have told me like it's tough these moments. We're not going to pay you for a couple months.
Really?
Yeah. And yeah, it's not ideal. But most are paying. That was just a couple. Well, and I have one sponsor that was really bad luck for them. It's these training camps in France. And this is their first year for 2020. And obviously, well, nothing's going to happen. So I don't expect any payment from them because they're going to make zero, right? And it's their first year. So, I mean, I just told them, well, it's better to just, focus on next year.
Yeah.
And see how that goes. Yeah.
Man. So talk to me a little bit about your goals at the beginning of the year and now how have you shifted those goals and what are your current goals for this year?
Yeah, I mean, they don't really change. I mean, I'm hoping I will be able to race, the second part of the year. For now, I'm just, as I said, I'm just trying to like improve in some areas where if I was racing, I maybe wouldn't, run as much volume, for example, because, you just can't with racing and, you get pretty sore after races and then you got to rebuild back up. So yeah, I'm seeing that part a little bit as an opportunity and, to just improve long term. But for this season, I mean, I'm just still hoping to race second part of the season. And if we don't at all this year, well, I'm going to kind of look to do a few different things out of triathlon, things I wouldn't usually do when there's a full racing season on. So, I mean, for me, it would still probably involve doing things outdoor on my bike or something.
Like what?
But it was just shift my mentality from like just training, So like maybe goes to like go to France. Well, my parents live in France. Go there and then like ride around for 2 weeks around the Alps or something.
That would be beautiful.
Or, right, go from village to village kind of, or just do super nice loops and that'd be really fun. And things I wouldn't usually do. Like not swim or run for 2 weeks. Like I would never do that in the middle of the season. So. Yeah, and just you go camping maybe, just, things I wouldn't do in my normal race, training routine. So.
Man. So I know your parents live in France and they're basically on lockdown. Are you worried about them?
Not too worried because they're not very social people. And so they're just, and no one's social at this time anyways, but, they're just doing their thing at home. They're trying to ride a little. You can ride like right near your house around the block or something. So they try to, but even that apparently now they're not allowed to anymore. So they they go get groceries with a backpack and like do a detour back home. So that's their ride, But you can't do anything in France really. Like you can run around your house, you can ride to get groceries, but you can't ride for physical activity. And so, there's not much to do, just work in the garden and read a lot, But, they're in the age where it's pretty risky for them. My parents are in the 60s. So, but I'm not super worried because, they're just at home really. So,
So, moving forward from this, how will you know if you need to shift your goals even more? And have you thought about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of day by day, we'll just have to wait and see the news. We're all still training. I mean, all professional athletes are still, putting in the work. So we'll just have to see in a few weeks if there's any development with the virus and how that will affect the races. And in the case that we don't race all year, well, we'll just lose a year of racing and it'll resume next year, There's not much we can do. And I mean, it sucks, but like, as I said, I see it kind of as an opportunity, It's just going to be a different year, 2020, we'll do different things, I guess. So,
yeah. I think the economy is going to take a big hit. Do you know of any businesses locally that need help, or even down here in Texas? I know you said you come to Texas quite often. Do you know any businesses that need help right now?
I mean, a lot are it's very tough for them, obviously, since there's no customers coming in. I don't know any specific business. I mean, bike shops. My roommates are working in bike shops. One closed, one is still working. Actually, bike shops are doing really well, which is funny because, I mean, everyone's wanting to go outside now that they're not working. But, I mean, airlines are probably doing awful right now.
Oh, yeah. The whole tourist industry right now is just going to crap.
Yeah. And then, I mean, there's this whole movement, of support local businesses, especially with restaurants. So that's pretty good. I mean, because, restaurants really need the people to come in every day. And now it's really tough for them, obviously. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good movement, just help the local restaurants. Yeah.
Man. Well, Rudy, send me a picture of yourself, what you're doing during the pandemic, and I'll put the episode up here in a little bit. And it was really nice catching up with you and getting to meet you a little bit more. And if you ever need anything, let me know, okay?
Yeah, sweet. Thank you for reaching out.
You're welcome. Have a good day, okay?
Okay.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you were able to learn something from today's episode. If you enjoyed the show, please take a minute to leave a review on iTunes or share it with a friend. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you'd like to see pictures from this athlete's race, learn more about who I am, what I'm doing, or be on the show yourself to share your story, check out my website at CoachTerryWilson.com. Until next time, continue the pursuit.